Ladies and gentlemen, the 50-year history of the WWE Championship. The title has changed hands here in New York. Alberto Del Rio has had a magical year. He began the year off by winning the largest Royal Rumble in history. He also won the Money in the Bank ladder match and then cashed it in at SummerSlam to win the WWE title.
Oh, wait a minute. You know you have to keep an eye on Ricardo Rodriguez because throughout this entire magical year that you speak of, Rodriguez has been there creating shortcuts for Del Rio. And I don't think that's befitting of a champion.
You know, CM Punk enters this match a 4-time world champion and a 2-time Money in the Bank winner. In fact, he's the only man to win it 2 years in a row. What incredible impact.
He was one step ahead on that one.
Struggling for control. King John Cena has been named Superstar of the Year at the Slammies the past 2 years.
Yeah, but you'd have to think whichever superstar wins this match here tonight will be the odds-on favorite to win this year's Superstar of the Year when the Slammies are held next month.
You know, King, speaking of the Slammies, I'm no stranger to that award. I've a few proudly displayed on my mantle at home.
Well, unfortunately, I also won a few Slammies in 1996, and they weren't necessarily career highlights, considering what I won them for. And let's just leave it at that, Cole. Incoming!
And what a reversal from CM Punk.
He does it again.
Oh my gosh! CM Punk says he's going to make the WWE Championship interesting again.
What I don't like about CM Punk is the way that he coerced Alberto Del Rio into putting the championship on the line here tonight. Big Show had knocked out Del Rio. Then Punk put on the Anaconda Vice and made Del Rio agree to this match.
Well, remember, Punk never received a one-on-one rematch after Del Rio successfully cashed in his Money in the Bank contract at SummerSlam. Later tonight, for the first time in history, known WrestleMania opponents will team up when The Rock partners with John Cena to battle R-Truth and The Miz.
I have a hard time believing, King, The Rock and John Cena will be able to coexist here tonight.
Well, I gotta agree, The Rock and John Cena certainly are an unlikely team. But it's not necessarily uncommon to see the Great One shelve his personal feelings for the betterment of the team. You gotta remember, the Rock and Sock connection.
You're right, King. You know, Rock wasn't necessarily fond of Mankind when they first teamed, but that was different. The Rock and Mankind weren't already signed to do battle on the biggest stage of them all.
Wow, Cole! Did you see that? That laid him out cold! Whoa, whoa! Help! That's it! This could be big!
You know, King, I'm thinking about filing a criminal and civil lawsuit against CM Punk after he injured me this past week on Raw.
Oh, that's great. How does that Anaconda Vice feel anyway?
It's excruciating. I'm in severe pain. It's a miracle I'm even out here tonight.
I'll let you use my attorney. He's a guy where you're considered innocent until proven broke. Oh, my! CM Punk!
And there he goes, under the bottom rope. And maybe some order will be restored here.
Oh! You know, not to brag or anything, Cole, but I have quite an impressive Survivor Series history myself.
I wouldn't call Teeny with Sleazy, Queasy, and Cheesy to be Doink, Dink, Pink, and Wake impressive, King.
Hey, wait a minute, Michael. That dink was a lot tougher than he looked. Plus, a win's a win.
So then I shouldn't bring up 95 and 96, right?
No. No!
The first time this great arena hosted Survivor Series was back in 1996.
And unfortunately, I remember that well. I teamed with a young Triple H, Goldust, and Crush to take on The Rock, Jake Roberts, Mark Merrill, and The Stalker. Let's just say it didn't go so well.
Stalker?
Yeah, was that you in disguise?
King, you may not remember the 1996 Survivor Series fondly, but I assure you the WWE Universe does. Among the highlights were Undertaker defeating Mankind, Bret Hart defeating Stone Cold Steve Austin, and Psycho Sid winning the WWE title from Shawn Michaels.
Yeah, Sid's victory over Michaels was one of the 15 times WWE Championship changed hands in this very arena. That's more than any other arena in the entire world. It's so hard to game plan for CM Punk, Cole.
Yes, considering his Muay Thai style, it allows Punk to use his legs, his weapons, as much as his arms.
Yeah, but on the flip side, Alberto Del Rio is a mixed martial arts expert in his own right. Although, it doesn't look good for him right now, does it? Watch out! Good night! Ooh, that did it!
And again, Punk going to the top rope.
I don't know how much longer he's going to be able to go. Heads up!
He scored with that one. The sacrifice you must be willing to take to compete in the big leagues in the WWE is unreal.
Pump with Del Rio up high, go for the GTS.
Oh, but look at Del Rio. He's out of it, going for that cross arm breaker. And whoa, watch that roundhouse.
Yeah, but look at Del Rio. Del Rio falls into the arm breaker. Arm breaker.
He knows his opponent is completely helpless to resist the submission hold.
Oh, he's got to do whatever he can here to try to break this hold. You know, I've been watching Alberto Del Rio since he arrived here in the WWE, and he's always working the little things, something his opponent never sees coming. That's what's unique about Alberto Del Rio.
What's going to be interesting is that you would have to assume the strategy for both men in this matchup is to work the arms of the other. For Del Rio, it's the cross arm breaker, and of course for Punk, the Anaconda Vice.
And you would have to think that both of these guys are under a lot of pressure. It doesn't get any bigger than competing in the Big Apple.
The past couple of weeks, Alberto Del Rio has assaulted CM Punk back in the locker room area as he's tried to gain every advantage here tonight.
You know, I don't necessarily agree with Del Rio's approach, but I do understand it. When you're champ, you don't want to lose the title. Once you get that feeling, CM Punk is rolling forward right before our eyes. Well, going to the top, high risk. Look out! That's it. He's out. He sees it.
Look at this. Could it be?
CM Punk, what a maneuver.
Well, look at this.
Oh, and a kick out. And look at Punk, wait.
He's got him.
The Anaconda Vice locked in on Del Rio.
Del Rio maybe hits. Look at this. Del Rio tapping out.
We got a new champion.
Oh, my God. CM Punk has won.
What a moment.
Oh, man. The WWE Championship just being handed to CM Punk.
Here is your winner and new WWE Champion, CM Punk.
And now the celebration.